welcome to Logic Lounge episode 44. I'm 6 for 50. Episode 44. Brought to you, of course, by Block Legend 7. Shouts out to Block Legend. Shouts out to ING Records LLC. Bumping that go through this. Make sure you cop that. Stream that. It's on all platforms. What's up, Alicia? So before I get started with the discussion today, I want to take a moment out, man, and send my positive energy, prayers, whatever, man, to J-Mac, man, the homie from Ireland. I seen a video earlier today that my homegirl sent me, man, that I don't know what's going on with him, and the video got deleted right after it, man. So I know that brother's going through something, so I definitely want to send my energy out to him. And another subject is, man, my newly found friend Giggles J25 has had her page removed at the moment due to trolling. Of course, you know, we had an episode about fat shaming last Wednesday. A few days ago, she ran into some more trolling. She defended herself, and they took her page. We're hoping that she's able to appeal that and get her page back, because that's absolutely crazy, man. Like, that's why I want to take the time. Like, it's crazy. We just had an episode about that, and somebody defending themselves from somebody trolling gets their platform taken. And shit, man, Giggles definitely hustled to get to where she's at. You know, she's at like 14K followers. Some of those followers were celebrities, so this is a hard hit for her. So I definitely wanted to say free Giggles, man. I'm hoping they're able to fix that situation, man, because that's bogus as hell, man. You know, the type of stuff you see on the internet, period, including some of these apps, man, it's about who's quicker on the draw, I see, because I guess because she didn't report these people, somebody then reported her, and, you know, she's attacked now. So definitely want to send her vibes out to her, man, and hopefully she gets her page back. Send the vibes out to J-Mac. Hopefully he gets his mind right, man. I'm going to try to reach out to that man myself, you know what I mean? This is absolutely ridiculous. Alicia, so it's crazy they won't delete people who have ass photos, but they will delete you for defending yourself, yeah. And it's crazy, man, because I actually hollered at my brother Block about the situation, and, you know, he kind of let me know. He's like, you got to be quick on that draw, because, you know, obviously somebody who was trolling got to report her first, and it actually affected her shit. Which I just think is some punk shit, man. It's crazy that you even got to be that much on point when doing this social media shit. It's truly smoke and mirrors. I get that, man. I'm learning more every day about this shit. But like I say, I feel like Giggles is one of those people that's needed, especially on social media. You know, she uplifts a lot of people. She gives mad positive vibes. So, you know, man, keep her in your good energies and your good internet prayers, if that makes sense. But episode 44, man. Episode 44. I am 6 from 50. I'm very grateful for that. So today, man, I wanted to talk about something, of course, that a lot of people don't talk about, and I know a lot of my people are about this, but I'm running into people who are not. And that's protection. Using your right to bear arms. Something that was given to us years ago. And like I said in the promo, I don't necessarily mean those who have ran into trouble, because life happens, and depending on where you come from, you run into something. You might not be able to legally get your FOID and your conceal and carry. Man, I get that, but I'm running into a lot of people that I know personally, man, that don't even look at it like a big deal. Now, let me be very clear, man. This is not me glorifying guns. Not at all, whatsoever. But I am glorifying the fact that we are living in some absolute wild times. And if you don't have the thought to protect yourself, I just don't understand that logic. And I mentioned also in the promo, excuse me, I mentioned the religious thing. Don't get me wrong, man. I know it's some true religious people here. My mother being one of them. She is one that does not believe in protection to that degree. I'm not disrespecting that, but I kind of feel like that's kind of a cop-out in a way. Now, what I mean by that is, to my understanding, God rest my granny soul, Prince Elder Jones, first thing I remember about even being taught religion was something that stuck with me, and that was, we are God's children, but this here is the devil's land. Stuck with me since a kid, and I haven't always been the person that believed in, protecting himself. I went through a trial where, I allowed people to put the fear of God in. But once that cleared, you literally have to watch yourself. I had this discussion with my best friend and Block all the time, where I'm like, when we talk about like your circle, and I've said it on the platform before, like, you shouldn't have to watch the people you consider your circle, family, whatever you feel that's in your circle, because every day you have to watch everybody around you wherever you go. I don't care if it's school, I don't care if it's church, I don't care, grocery shopping. You have to pay attention so much that I really don't understand how you can be comfortable knowing your house is not protected. I'm going to go back to the religion thing. Like, I do not mean disrespect by that, but I know God allows things to happen. So when I hear some people say, oh, he'll take care of it, I can't lie, man. I kind of look at that a certain way, because allowing things to happen is meaning free will. That's how I took it, meaning you can, hey, I can give you the pieces, but it's on you how you play with those pieces on this game we call life. So when I hear the people just say, like, oh, God take care of it, like, I'm like, okay, man, do you remember that you're going to save this land? Like, I don't even fully know the Bible, and I know there were warriors in it. Fighting, protection, you know what I mean? Fighting for a purpose. I do not understand why people are not using the right to bear arms. Exactly, like, we have the right to bear arms. And even reading, when I was thinking about having this discussion, I was like, yo, do people really, do they consider, and I have to say, do black people think they have that right? Again, I am not talking about those that ran into some trouble in the streets, because believe it or not, most of them, I get some of my game from. They tell them, like, yo, you can legally get this shit and legally be protected, because it can happen at any time. Pay attention, people. It's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world. Robberies, too. And listen, if you a Chicagoan, you already know it's that season. If you from the Midwest, you know it's that season. What do I mean by that season? Man, it's getting cold. That means people getting poked. By poked, I mean robbery. It's it's nothing that's not in front of you. And I just don't understand. Like, I will take a person that is fearful more so than just feel like, religion's that, or they just don't believe in bearing arms. Like, do you not remember anything from history? Hell, you can even use shit like Westerns. They were walking around, they called it the Wild Wild West. They were walking around with that. It wasn't the fact that they were looking to hurt somebody. It was the fact that somebody was looking to hurt them, that they would have a chance to protect themselves. Excuse me. That makes absolutely no sense to me. no sense to me. And this is coming from a person that really is just getting it. And now I'm working to be all the way lead. Because I refuse, man. If I'm going, when I pass, because you know that's the only guarantee we have in this life, I don't want it to be from that. Not being prepared. Because that's happening every day, man. It's happening to adults, like elderly. It's happening to kids. I just got told today that I didn't even know a couple days ago, 14-year-old gets shot multiple times. Man, this shit is out here, man. This shit is out here bad. You know, man, so the general wants to come looking real fancy back there, brother.
Actually, my little ring light went out, and I'm pissed off. But you know, it is what it is.
Oh, that look intentional.
Yeah, it wasn't even intentional. So, talk to me nice, man. You know what it is.
They had that.
But can you see me?
So bad.
You
I can
okay?
definitely see you. I can see you, brother. I
Yeah.
already knew this was gonna be one of them ones you was gonna chime in on.
Oh yeah, I feel some type of way about, you know what I'm saying, making sure the family and everything is protected. You know, I don't really play about protection. That's number one for me
Yeah.
on all levels. You know what I mean? I live by the great Malcolm X, by any means necessary. You know what I'm saying? All of the women in my family, I got 5 sisters, like 10 aunties, 30 some girl cousins. And I've been protecting black women for a long time. You know, of course, the homeboys, the guys, we all ride, but you know what I mean? It's, we've been taught, our mothers, because we was raised by women, you know this, that they was fearful of guns in the house. And to this day, you know, my mom passed, but still, if she was alive, she still would be fearful for having a pistol, you know what I'm saying, in the crib. But we are in the wild, wild west right now.
Over.
And anybody who don't think so and don't know what they need to be doing, as far as like Fleece was saying when he first came on, if you have no background and you don't have a 40 card, you tweaking. I'm gonna say it again. If in these days and time, with all
Yeah.
this crazy shit going on, and you're eligible to get firearms, a 40 card, and you don't have one, and you're an adult, you're fucking tweaking. You just like you got a driver's license. That's the new driver's license now.
There you go. Well
That's
said.
the new driver's license now.
Yo. And I try not to take from people, bro. Like, cause you know, we definitely yin and yang when it comes to certain things. Like you brought up the fearful, and I just want to elaborate with that because even right now, you know what I mean. That's my mother's thing. She don't even know. I just say okay, but you don't know. We gonna be protected.
Yeah.
You just gonna have to find out. And I hope you never do, because that's the point. Even when you do it, I said I'm not glorifying it. You know what I mean? I know some people that come from the cloth that we cut from, that was a thing. When they had access to it, it was about glorifying. You know, that's how I learned you don't pull it unless it's getting used type thing. You know?
The crazy thing about it, it's a right. Just like you have a
Yeah,
right to do everything else. Exercise your motherfucking right.
yeah,
Just like you exercise everything else. In this damn time, with all of this shit that happened with us, with all of the slavery and everything else, and you have a chance, like the Panthers fought for, they bare fucking arms.
yeah.
They exercise their rights. Exercise your right to protect yourself. Now, what I do see now more than ever, I see a lot of women who has exercised their right. If you look at a lot of women from the age of 21 up to whatever age, a lot of them has their 40 card. They're not fucking around. And the reason why a lot of men don't have it, because they do have backgrounds. And that's by design. You think they want you to defend yourself? We defend guards. So if you can't defend yourself, and you don't have a weapon, you know, bare knuckles ain't gonna do it against the AK-47 or the 9mm or the 380 or the 357. I'm sorry. unless you Bruce Leroy catching bullets with your
Hey,
teeth.
hey, listen, you better be him mixed with Neo.
You see what I mean? Everybody right now should be other groups of people, a lot of other groups of people but us start their children off hunting and everything at around 10 years old.
Yes, sir.
So they know how they had 22 rifles at 10. So they've been shooting rifles since they was at least 10. A lot of other group of people. We're the only people.
I didn't think you said, oh, she definitely keep
Yeah,
us.
we're the
Huh?
only group of people who has been, like Felicia said earlier, because of a lot of religious beliefs. You know what I mean? Don't let your religious beliefs get your ass killed.
That was right.
Felicia didn't say it. I said it since he was scared to say it like that. You know, he's a little,
I'm
you know,
nice. I
you're
wasn't
nice.
afraid to
Don't
say it.
let your religious,
Yeah.
because God gave you 5 senses. Use the motherfuckers.
That's what I was saying that he allows. So
Yes.
he gonna allow it.
Yep.
He gonna allow it to happen. And like I say, man, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt because I'm new to this. You know this.
Yes, sir.
And had protection, but never understood the gift that I had. Now my cousin kept me straight out in the QC with that type of talk, but it kind of clicked with you. And I'm like, yo, I can actually do this. You know what I mean? And I'm going to
Because I
because I
got in so
refuse
much
to
trouble
go.
because I got in so much trouble as a young man, I sought to keep my sons, my nephews, and them out of trouble so they can legally carry firearms. And that's what they're signing up for. Legally being able to carry and protecting themselves. Not to be around this motherfucker, like you said, on some showboat shit. I got this, I got that. That's not what a person knows. It's the wild, wild west. I'm gonna say that again out here. It's the wild, wild west.
All over.
Billy the Kid, outlaw shit going on. And if you got the right, all the criminals is strapped. If you're a law-abiding citizen, you paying taxes and everything, you need to take your goof ass and get to a, don't just get it, get trained to properly use a firearm. Let me say that. Be trained to properly use a firearm because we don't want you just getting one shooting sideways like the movies.
That don't work.
That shit don't work. Get properly trained. If you're eligible, exercise your constitutional right to bear arms and get your goof ass a 40 card and a concealed and carry so you can protect you and your family, please.
And for those who don't know what Brother Block means by 40 card, that's your FOID card. Get your 40. I had to be told I'm not taking away from those that don't know. I was under the Don't Know Act. But the ones that do, like I tried to use my mother, you really feel like Jehovah got you down here? He got you once you're gone, so they say.
Yes, sir.
Don't go there, that's another subject. But down here, I'm sorry, I think we on our own. We get blessings sent down. I believe protection is not one of them unless you're talking from natural disaster. That's where the big guy comes. And you said it, if you're not knowing to use your 5 senses down here and you're eligible to be able to wear, listen, brother, I'm working on where I can have it on my hip and the cop just look at me and wave. Huh? That's Disneyland to cats like us. Naturally, I think high. That's how I was introduced to him. I think high. You telling me I ain't got to do that as long as I just follow some rules and make it pure defense? That was always the goal to real ones. I don't know about how the flosses feel, although I saw them. Listen, you don't ever want to, you hope that boy collects dust before you even have to use it. But the point is, to not have, to not have it
We
there.
just went through a pandemic and some other stuff, and you seen that when the stores had ran out of saying essential products,
Toilet paper, water, shit like that. Yes,
shit
sir.
like that,
Yes, sir.
masks and sanitizer
Yes,
and all
sir.
that. And people start to look for other avenues to get what they need to survive. So let me say this right here on live. Once the stores run out, if we ever go through something like that again, and people can't get what they need to survive, food and the rest of that in stores because they no longer got it because they're empty, people will do the dumb and try to enter other places, and one of those places could be your home. So it behooves you to have some type of smarts if you're eligible. If people in your family are eligible, get trained. Don't go out here like a damn fool. Get trained by a professional to teach you how to use, like my daughter said, she said, guns don't kill people, people kill people. Those are facts. This is a serious topic. Some people gonna get sent to whatever God they believe in due to stupidity. I'm gonna say it again. Some people gonna get sent to whatever God they believe in due to stupidity. The great creator gave us 5 senses. It's a time for everything. And right now it's a time for your ass to bear arms if you're eligible. Don't be around here a goddamn fool quickly, as the sister said, for a motherfucker put you on a t-shirt. Real shit. They carjacking motherfuckers. They running off in motherfuckers' businesses, people's houses. Listen, stupidity is a choice. You know, I've been smooth when I first started here. I'm about to turn up on this motherfucking live. Stupidity is a motherfucking choice. Don't be stupid when you ain't gotta be. Don't be talking about, don't let you teach your sons to stay out of trouble long enough where they can bear arms. And in some places, Illinois is just a rotten ass place to live at in some instances, because a lot of places you don't need nothing but an ID. You was always able to get a firearm in Illinois, but since mayors have stepped down, you are able to get one in Chicago now, the city.
They're gonna definitely make you do some paperwork for the.
You're gonna do some paperwork, but teach your sons, because the daughters too now, because they're getting in a little more trouble than usual, to stay the fuck out the way until they're 21. But listen, if you're a parent, I know I'm hearing this, like Fleasy's saying, we are still doing the research on all of this because it's fairly new to people, to us anyway, the black community. So a lot of blacks house in the last 10, 15 years, they done educated themselves on bearing arms. You know what I'm saying? Because from religious beliefs, people were scared to have pistols, guns in their homes. We know that to be a fact. A lot of our people are very religious. With that being said, I've learned that if you have a 40 card and your child is 18, not 21 yet, they should be able, and do your own research, they should be able to get them a pistol up under you at the age of 18. If you're eligible and you have a 40 card, they're supposed to be able to get a pistol up under you.
That's news to me.
Yep. So go to the research. When Fleazy drops some of these clips, update us and put them in the what's his name in the comments or whatever. And if you got any information about any of this, DM me and Fleazy. We would love to have it. You can't get one, but they have to have. Okay.
Oh yeah. Shout out, Nene.
Yeah,
you can get one, but yeah.
What's the name? She's telling us right now. See what I mean? There you go. The sister knows. She knows what she knows.
It's real, but I want to go back, brother. I want to go back with Draco. Shout out to nephew Draco. Let's go back to the religious thing, right? Let me tell you what partly bothers me, because I'll be the first to say I do not know all of it. I don't. But I'm very aware that there were wars, there were weapons. So because let's say the pistol was the era. They had bows, they had swords,
axes, sleeves.
All of this this is protection. Warriors walking with swords on their hip. This is what confuses me about that. What's your take on that? Because it's almost like how I was speaking on the other platform, and I say I tend to see things like this. It's right here, but I'm looking everywhere but right there. It's right there. I don't understand that fear. Now, my mother person, you don't have to have, but why are you not confident enough in your son who's here at the time to have? You see things
So
I see like everybody else. But go ahead, brother. Don't mean to interrupt.
yeah, you ain't interrupted. You right on point. That's a hell of a question, and it need to be answered. A lot of people misinterpretation of whatever book they read is just that misinterpretation. Because you got damn right there. The sword was bearing arms back then when wasn't no pistol. The X was bearing arms. The slingshot was bearing arms. Any projectile, as far as whatever bow and arrow they was using or whatever was, there's sense of bearing arms. You got damn right, and it's been throughout history. And those who had more of that won the wars. So you could be a damn fool taking a pen to a gunfight.
Huh.
As they say, don't
I swear.
don't let your misinterpretation of whatever book you read and get your ass sent to the pearly gates.
Because it happened.
Or they ain't gonna like some of this.
It'll happen. It'll happen. Let's
Motherfucker
talk
gonna
about
put your ass on a t-shirt quick, fast, and in a hurry. Somebody will put your ass on a t-shirt quick, fast, and a hurry. And this is the crazy part about it. You ain't have to do nothing to nobody, man. It's so wild and crazy out here. They are robbing old people, walking their
it.
dogs for their cell phones. This is insane.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what's going on out here. They are robbing old people for their cell phones, walking their dogs. They're not the op. They ain't in no gangs or shit. They just simply la up the street, and a motherfucker come out like a coward he is, maxed up some fucking well, and up a gun on an old ass lady. And then you see these young punks on TV, and they mamas and daddies, aunties and shit know it's their kids. They ain't gonna do shit, but they stay letting them rob the community. For every one of these little motherfuckers that's doing something, and y'all ain't saying nothing, they need to lock you motherfuckers up for raising these little motherfuckers. Period.
And that's a heavy point because
You rather them lock your son up or your daughter up than somebody put their goof ass on a t-shirt for robbing somebody. You gonna come out saying my baby ain't did nothing to nobody. Your baby is a motherfucking menace to society. You a goddamn lie, and you ain't raised them right, whoever you are. It's too easy. Y'all let that motherfucking Grand Theft Auto raise these little motherfuckers.
listen,
They doing exactly what that Grand Theft Auto shit
and
is. Snatch
they ain't
somebody's
got no
car.
fear.
Let me
No
feel.
fear. And it's the grown folks that's nervous. How you cannot listen, them youngins are still sponges.
Let me tell you something. The younger a child is out here acting the fool, the more it make the parent look like some shit. It's no way you let an 11-year-old do what they want to do. A 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 14-year-old, a 15-year-old. The younger they get, the more it look like you the worst motherfucking parent on the planet Earth. Because you are. Because you ain't putting foot to ass. You can't let these little motherfuckers get away with this shit from the time they born all the way up to 12, 10, 13. Now you ain't never whooped no ass. Now you want to establish some discipline, or you want stepdad or stepmom to come in here, or uncle to come discipline your badass kids. I thought you could talk to them. No, we can't talk to them little ignorant motherfuckers. It's too late. We can't talk to them. Somebody gonna put them on a t-shirt.
And it's sad, man. I don't even mean to laugh at it. It's just
You laugh
that
because you gotta laugh to keep from crying.
listen,
Because that's how
man.
sad it is. That's why you laughing. You don't want to bust out in tears because this shit is sad, bro.
It's a domino effect too, man, because that could be under the act of, some of these parents try to be their kid's friend, and it's
Say
the
that.
time for that. It's
Say
the
that.
time for that.
Be a
You
parent.
don't, yeah, yeah.
Be a parent with your punk ass. Punk ass parent. You a punk ass parent. You let the 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15, 16, 17 run circles around your goof ass. You a punk ass parent. And you raise some bullshit, man. Come on now, we gonna be serious about this shit. You ain't gotta like what the fuck I'm saying. I don't care. But somebody gonna put one of these little motherfuckers on a t-shirt and you let me tell you what you doing? Since you don't want to raise them and you know they about to crash out anyway, go get your insurance policy. Maybe you can make an investment after that little motherfucker you put on a t-shirt. Now they gonna be mad. Yeah. You told me I let loose, yeah. I tried to fall back. That's why I don't be on your lives no more. Because you know I'm gonna say some shit that's gonna get us canceled. They already pissed me off fucking with giggles, so I'm really heated.
Yeah.
I'm already really heated.
Yeah.
You caught me
I
with
like
that
that
motherfucking shit. Now, what's the name? And this is the topic we need right here. The sisters are bearing arms. They're learning, and you see a lot of sisters at the gun range. They done smartened up, and they didn't trick the brothers to catch felonies. Unfortunately, they can't bear arms, but your sons can. Keep these little motherfuckers out of trouble long enough where they can legally protect themselves against whatever that might occur. You see what I mean? Legally protect themselves, because the way it's looking like they let motherfuckers purge out here. Because
they really are.
There's no way they can't lock these little motherfuckers up with all this new equipment, and you can see that you can hear the direction of where the bullet's coming from, the sound. With this they got and this they got, and y'all can't catch nobody, but you can pull a motherfucker over for speeding or running a light or some shit and give a nigga 100 tickets.
They good.
But you can't
for that.
You can't catch a little nigga carjacking that with no mask on.
You know why though? Right? Since we're talking about it, we keep using the same word. It's fear. You think them cops want to deal with that? It used to be they didn't want to do the paperwork. That's the era we come from. If we call slides, you know what I mean? They might catch me, like me personally, catch me with some weed. I can keep my weed, but they break my blunts because they know I got to ask somebody else to go get these blunts.
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Big
but
facts.
Now the paperwork is, hey, that little dude you used to be able to whoop whoop and scare, that nigga not scared of that no more.
No.
You might whoop whoop the wrong one and he aiming.
And that's what they've been doing.
He aiming. I'm going home. I'm going home. So this like, man, everybody's scared. Because these friend parents, they can't even handle some of it. I'm grateful to have the people in my circle where that shit don't go down. They understand. You know what I mean? Listen, hold on. If they slip out, everybody slip. You gonna slip up, but man, there are some parents out here that have the children are the aggressor.
Speak on it, bro. Damn, there's a parent in there. They tell them to shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down. Watch your mouth. Your child telling you to shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down, and watch your mouth, and you ain't playing in their mouth like a dentist. You got me fucked up. You got me fucked up. You better be playing in their mouth like a dentist. The moment they say that shit, they better be missing them fronts. Listen, a lot of women then became strapped because they was tired of domestic violence. Now you put your hands on a motherfucking woman, she gonna send your goof ass to Jesus, like dude did. You remember the incident where that woman, what's her name? That incident happened, and so thought it was sweet, and he got pumped up by his girlfriend and put his hand on that woman, and you know what I'm saying, he got sent to the pearly gates. Yeah, and he ended up on some motherfucker's t-shirt. Keep your hands to yourself, players. I do not condone you touching nobody, and I definitely don't condone you touching no women. No matter what race or creed, color they is, keep your hands off the women. And my beautiful sisters, stop trying to motherfucking go so wild with this that you incite some shit of these soft ass men. They put their hands on you to the point that you don't make it home to get nobody or tell nobody.
Y'all heard him say soft ass men.
You see what I mean?
The real one gonna walk away from
you. You can do this so much to one of them because they can't battle with you with the tongue that they'll lay your ass down and you can't go tell uncle, brother, cousin, boyfriend. You won't make it back to the house. So learn how to shut the fuck up sometime and walk the fuck away. Real women don't go back and forth with it. Girls do. Women don't. Ain't no woman gonna put her life in jeopardy enough to do no dumb shit like that. She not going. She got too much to lose. Anybody with too much to lose, gonna weigh the pros and cons. Gonna be like, I can't now. I send somebody to holler at you, nigga, but I'm gonna keep my motherfucking mouth closed right now because I don't know where your motherfucking mental health at. I don't know where your mental health at. You know, Fleazy, he got a lot of talks on mental health. Everybody mental health ain't there. Remember that.
I'll vouch for it and add some seasoning to it, brother, by saying you talking to a person that learned how to use fear. Now, I got to a point some days until older now, I'm like, yeah, whatever. But it got to a point where I would tell certain people, man, you don't want me scared. You see, at first that scared had me doing this. But once I stopped being that type of scared and I felt like you a threat, you got to go. And I do not mean off on the person, but you got to go from me. You do not want to, and he said it, it's up here. My brother could tell me all day, bro, he can't do nothing to you, but you can't. I'm scared now. So now I see you, I got to react, because if I don't react, that means I could be gone. This is what my mind tells me.
Some people got a head, but ain't no screws in it. I'm going to say it again. Some people got a head, but ain't no screws in it. You got to be very careful of who you woof at, lip box with, or whatever. I'm going to say it again. You got to be very careful of who you woof at, lip box with, or whatever, because you have mental health is that. And you might be talking to a motherfucker 1 minute and be talking to your dear Lord the next minute. And yeah. And people talking about what happened. It's an incident where a lady, her kids kicked their ball, laptop, or something over the gate. The person in the house got it. She went to the door to knock on it to get it, and they didn't even open the door. They shot through it.
Yeah, in Florida. This was in Florida.
Then
yeah.
another person, the little boy, was going to pick his siblings up. And I think it was a difference between street and place. Same address, but I think a difference between street and place. He went to the wrong door, and one of them motherfuckers shot through the door and killed him. No, he lived. He lived. He alive. I just said, yeah, my fault. The woman's dead. The sister's dead, but the young black brother lives. Yeah, dude shot through the door, and without no warning, just opened fire through that motherfucker. Like I guess he peeped through the peephole, and the color of skin wasn't what he was looking for, and he did whatever he did, which was some bogus shit. You got to be listen. You got to be careful about who porches you go on. Who you know how you drive up in driveways just to back out?
Yeah.
Go down the street.
I used to do that all the time.
A lot of people do it right now. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody had just recently been shot over that. Driving in the motherfucker's driveway just to back up to go the opposite way. Be very careful about what you're doing. You might go you might what you see, please. You might go
shit
and get a trick.
Listen, I think Lisa talking about what you just put us on. She said they just charged that old man that shot at the boy who went to the wrong route.
Okay.
So they got his ass.
Book him, Dano.
Book him.
Book him, Dano. Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy. And here's the thing, like, that should tell you even more why you should have it, because this motherfuckers that got it and just still don't get it. I'd rather be with it than without it, man.
You rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Listen, I ain't trying to go.
You rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. You heard what I said. Put some respect on it.
Ain't nothing wrong with protecting yourself, learning some shit. People are always trying new shit, but it seems like the shit that we need to pay attention to just gets overlooked.
And again, do this right here, because they use a lot of these words. So I'm going to use one of these modern words they got. Let's normalize protecting yourself. Since that's one of the words they always say. Let's normalize protecting yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Let's normalize talking to our children about protecting themselves. Let's normalize us talking to the young men and young women about staying out of trouble long enough so they can legally bear arms. Let's normalize that and stop feeding them this bullshit about they shouldn't be protecting themselves, bearing arms, and you leaving your kids sitting ducks out here to some motherfuckers, criminals or whoever, racist people who might do some crazy shit to them because you told them they don't need no gun. Like I said, it's a right. It's an amendment. What the fuck is you talking about? Don't be stupid, man. Stupidity is a choice. Let's normalize this shit now. Start with a BB gun,
Something.
please.
Take them hunt. Do the hunting thing because, like I say, you can't say you don't see what's going on.
Once
Elderly and
again, Freebie
children.
told you, we're never promoting violence. We don't promote violence at all. We don't want nothing to happen to nobody. Listen to what we're saying. We're not promoting violence at all. That's not what we're doing. All we simply saying is protect yourself at all costs by any means necessary and legally do so. That way, if it's self-defense, stand your ground, or whatever law they got in whatever respective city or state you're in, you'll be okay. Don't go out here wilding the hell out because you didn't bought little pistol or some shit like it's it's the movies or something. That's not what we're saying. That's not what this conversation is about. It's about legally protecting yourself against some people who might not be all there, who might have a head with no screws in it.
And it's just a peaceful thing. Don't people believe the perception is everything? Have the perception that if somebody see you ain't about that shit, they may just walk away from it.
Yes, sir.
They may just walk away from it because that's not. I don't care where you from. There are victims everywhere.
Yes, sir.
Now I can speak particularly from my city where people will observe you and choose who the victims.
Oh, say that again. I want to hear that again.
Mm, They will observe you and choose who the victims are. We are in new times where there are random things happening, but me and Block knows, shouts out to Shot Nikki, Nene, all of them, we come from an era where it's not going to happen to start. Not saying you can't walk out straight bullet, robbery, none of that, but when we talking home invasions and choosing victims, how they doing these elderly, most people are looking. Now, can I say if that woman had something on her hip with that young man had ran up on her to take that phone?
I don't think so.
Because that phone would have been dropped. You could take that, but you're going to take something
He
else
might have
with
took
you.
that phone and not knew she was strapped. Like you said, he might have took that phone, but you're going to take something else too.
You're taking something else with you. You're taking
That's real.
something else with you because it's out here. Yeah, I know you do, Nene. Say she feel better knowing her son has his concealing carry. But that's because you educated. This is
That's
what
right.
we're talking about. I already know how Diddy get down. Diddy not going. Diddy wasn't going before we couldn't. We couldn't. And I'm gonna leave it there. You know the rest of that. There were ways we had to protect ourselves.
Yes, sir.
Now you telling me I could walk in an establishment? We have this one here today. Well, this should be lighter on the hands. Huh? Huh? What is going on? At least say in Alabama, close to Montgomery, it's a young man doing time because him and his boys decided to rob this white man, and the white man killed his friends, and he doing time. Again, it's right in front of us, Steve. It's right in front of us, Steve. I'm okay with what ifs when it comes to, hey, I'll take a chance in a business endeavor. I don't know what ifs with life.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about the Maxwell. Again, we do not promote violence. And I am partly sorry that a young man lost his life, but who's to say he would have stopped beating that woman?
Real. Ooh, that's deep. That's a deep conversation, bro. Say that again.
Man, who's to say he would have stopped beating that woman? Everybody was focusing on, oh, she said to him the woo woo. She didn't really have to convince that young man to do what he needed to do. But he was educated and his mama's still here. His mama's still here.
Yes, sir.
If y'all know punches, if y'all know strength, y'all watch UFC, boxing, all that, that man was throwing haymakers. Those
Yes,
wasn't paps. I know people that fight. My brother Block for one. Block know how to control that strength, get you up off him, and he was trying to hurt that woman.
Yes, he was, my brother.
He's throwing half his body in each punch.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to know that what if. Because like I said, first, I was even mad that people wasn't helping, but you had to humble me. And I remember, then you sometimes can't because we don't know. We only know he didn't have nothing because he no longer here and that boy went to go protect his mom.
Yep, because you can get in. I done told you situations where I had a homeboy who done got in some business he didn't supposed to twice and then lost his life.
So I can't be fully mad, although it upsets me, but I'm saying don't have that what if. All my people that I know are armed, man. It's like, listen, you won't know unless you need to. That's point, period, blank.
Say that again.
Most of the people I know that's armed, you won't know unless you need to. And I'm not even talking about me because, I'm stay with it. My nephew's like that. You peep them hips, you know what it is. They still having regular conversation like it's nothing. They not lifting their shirt for you to see it. But understand something. They know one thing, they going home.
That's real.
I'm going home. And if I gotta go in cuffs, they're gonna understand what happened.
Real talk.
I'm tired of seeing people die, man. We used to cry because our grandparents passed, man. They lived lovely, long lives, and they passed because they got older, and the big guy decided to call them home. I'm sick of seeing. I don't watch the news for a reason. It's not that I didn't got so many people, my cousins. Oh man, you ain't trying to keep in tune with what's going on. And in the way they write, I keep in tune enough. My man, did you hear this motherfucker died? Do you remember Block News used to be where if they didn't have news, they would show shit like parades.
Facts, big facts.
Kid assemblies.
Big facts.
Man, we ain't got nothing to report in this month. Now it started with the suicide, and now it's like everybody's dying, bruh. And some of these deaths don't have to be.
That's a fact.
Get these people up off you. 'Cause that's all I'm on. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. You won't know once it's done. You won't know. But if you do know,
on not only the right to bear arms, but self-defense, period.
Yeah.
All forms of self-defense. You see what I mean? All forms of survival tactics. You and your family need to be sitting down at the table, whatever y'all have y'all family meetings. And if y'all not having family meetings, y'all need to start having family meetings and discuss things like this. Not just fire drills. Some people still do the fire drills in case some shit happen. And this and that, where the fire extinguishers is at. Because if you ain't got one of them in your house or two or three, you tripping still. You know what I'm saying? But self-defense
necessity.
At an early age. Make sure your sons and these young ladies can defend themselves. And then when they get old enough to be able to bear arms, let them do so. It's their God.
Like I say,
it's their God-given right.
Yes, sir.
You heard what I said?
Yes,
God-given right.
Protect yourself
at all costs, by any means necessary.
Federal right ain't just for kids. Just saying.
Big facts.
Wait, hold on. You got some. Say Draco just found out his classmate killed his girlfriend, then friend killed himself. Wow.
Damn.
It's out here, people. Did he say all bad news, joy kills? What's that? What is joy? We have to make that nowadays. Let's talk about that. We got to make joy nowadays.
That's a fact.
Joy don't naturally come no more. Joy don't naturally come no more. I don't remember the last time since it's been about 3-4 years since they brought it back. I forgot what it was like to have to plan my route to go somewhere else because I knew them kids was going to have downtown locked. And you seeing them have a good time, smiles and shit. Ain't none of that shit, bro. Wild Wild West wasn't this bad. I'm going to say that. Everybody knew everybody had pistols, and if you ran up on the person and challenged them, you know what could happen. That's what it was. You had bandits. People knew who the bandits was, so when they come in town, guess what? Everybody was fighting. You either won that fight or you lost that fight.
Big fact.
nowadays, like I say, we come from the era where they look for the victim. Now it's just like, don't be a religious dude. Don't be like, oh my God got me. Are you fool? I try so hard to explain that to my mother. I've stopped because I know she won't. And I'm
Remember,
just glad she in the house.
he gave you 5 senses.
Yes, sir.
Use your fucking 5 senses. And yes, whoever's saying that down there, mental
That's
health is a big
Diddy.
problem.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we
Shouts out to
100% agree.
Diddy.
And that's why Fleazy always, that's a big topic that he's going to revisit a lot on his lives, on his topics, mental health. We need people right in the right mental state. That's correct. And you know, you got to get,
Because I deal with it.
you got to build your own family, your own team, your own vanguards. Once again, you got to build your own family, your own team, your own vanguards. Don't be a victim, man. Get with some people, man. You know what I'm saying? And build your family, build your team, because shit happen, and you might have to move out on some shit. This is just real talk. I'm giving you some game, man. I suggest you take notes. It might be a quiz. Once again,
Might be a quiz.
I'm giving you some game. I suggest you take notes. It might be a quiz. Don't be a goddamn fool. Stupidity is a choice. If you have the right to bear arms, I suggest you educate. I suggest you.
It's just crazy.
It's crazy
It's
because I can't. Man, listen.
crazy.
I suggest you exercise your motherfucking constitutional right and do so. I suggest. Yes.
Let's all go from old age, man. Or at least just say, yes, I'm big on mental health. We talk about it, just like my brother said, man. I do that because when I started it, I told my brother, like, man, I'm a person deal with it every day.
Yes,
I have
sir.
no medicine other than Mary Jane. I know medicine. I have to deal with that, and there's some people that just don't want to deal with it. It's the same as people who gamble. What they call it, that one-armed bandit. That's quick.
Yes.
That's quick. So what you think a person just?
Ooh.
I want to be in that situation. Just like they observe and know who victims is, I want to observe and know when I need to unclip my hose. I don't want to do it. Let me repeat. I am not promoting violence. I
We're
hope
not
you
promoting violence.
never use yours. I hope they're pretty little glass containers you got and they just look nice in your fucking room. But if you have to, it's easier to lash out than handle the problem. You see it.
That's the lack of discipline. People lash out because they have no discipline. People be like, he just wilded out. That wilding out shit gets you 20, 30, 40, 100 years in prison. That dumb shit. Sometimes, remember this, smart beat tough any day.
Any
I'm
day.
going to say it again. Smart beat tough any day. I suggest your ass think 5 times before you do some shit. I'm going to say it again. I suggest you think 5 times about it before you do some shit. Or before you even speak sometimes. Think about it. 5 times before you even speak. Don't let nobody rush you into doing no shit. Think about the consequences.
But be prepared just in case you don't have that time to think 5 times.
Yeah. I want you.
It's a lot of people that got to just do this. Now they gone.
I want you to be safe, but stay dangerous. I'm going to say that again. I know it's going over your head. I want you to be safe, but stay dangerous.
And it shouldn't go over their head because in order to be safe, you have to be dangerous. Or stay in the house. And even then, you better look out your window.
She said something about temper tantrums. What she said? They lash out equals temper tantrums. Is that what she said?
Hold on.
It went up before I could see it.
So we all do every day. It's easier to lash out than handle the problem. Yep, lash out equals temper tantrums. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a level of maturity. Grown motherfuckers shouldn't be lashing out. Grown motherfuckers control their temper. When you lashing out, you still in the adolescent stage. It's nowhere as an adult with all of the consequences that could come with some bullshit of lashing out and whooping somebody or doing some crazy shit and you ain't thinking about it. That's adolescent shit. That's immature shit. Adults don't lash out. Adults have discipline. Remember that. Big ass babies, big kids lash out. Adults have discipline. A lot of motherfuckers is not disciplined. Remember what I said. A lot of people are just not disciplined. Tomorrow be tough any day. Teach your children how to motherfucking not lash out, and teach yourself how to not lash out. Some of you adults are worse than the babies, man. Grow the fuck up. They need us. They need us. These babies need us. It's bad out here. We can't give up on them because our parenting skills is some shit. And we scared to tell we scared to hurt their feelings. I'd rather hurt their feelings than them get 20 years in the penitentiary or get their ass put on somebody's t-shirt. I'm going to say it again. I'd rather hurt their feelings than them get 20, 30 years in the penitentiary or get their ass put on somebody's t-shirt. Stop being a friend and be a parent. Stop being a friend and be a goddamn parent. Do you hear me?
That's a sound bite. Say, did he say as life progresses, I've learned to see the final destination. So to say no, not become prey today, that's the point. Because even with my brother telling you, be able to think that shit 5 times over. If you're not getting some of it, I get a friendly guy talk. I get a friendly guy version. That builds your senses. You don't know how much you can get from just going there. Because you know most people are doing this.
All that fucking phone. We know to be aware is to be alive. Once again, we know to be aware is to be alive, motherfucker. By any means necessary, stay dangerous.
And I do this all the time. Let me see any feet coming. That's all. I ain't in this boy like I
What
shoot
the
me a
sister said?
motherfucker like, nah.
We got some in the comments, please. Check it out. Read it.
Not to go. How do we teach these single mothers who are raising young boys who lash out, I'm thinking she mean, and don't know how to handle these young boys because they are scared of them? That's where defense comes in. Defense comes in. You don't want him to lash out to a point because remember, we're speaking of weapons. People will lash out and take a life before defense. You think about that shit. If it's a fear, he needs to come to somebody. Now, this is my end. He needs to come to somebody, and if he has to defend with these, that's a part of defense. It's a part of hyping that shit. But if you just lash out, don't tell nobody, go get a pistol. Now I've seen it. What's your take on that, Block?
Like you said, brother, you lash out because you lack discipline. I'm gonna say it again. Anybody, man or woman, young men, young boys, grown people, you lash out because you lack discipline.
So where do you go if you don't know it? That's what she asked. Where do you go? Like, see, I know you can't put yourself in them shoes, but where does that kid go? You feel what I'm saying? Like, where do they go?
You got to find listen, somebody can talk to them. Sometimes it's not always the parent. Somebody can talk to them. The problem being is, it ain't that the mama or the father ain't trying to tell them nothing. Their delivery ain't right. You see what I mean? Everybody don't have the right deliveries. Please.
Yes, sir.
You might know what I'm saying. Sometimes they might be screaming and carrying on, and the child just cutting his ears off because of the way the delivery is. It ain't that the child won't listen. Sometimes y'all delivery ain't shit, parents. I talk to a lot of young men and women, and their parents say they won't listen. Then I talk to them. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right here because we ain't got much time. Although they're young people, you still got to respect them. I know because you think you motherfucking grown and you older than them, you ain't gotta respect the young people. You a goddamn fool. That's why they don't respect your old ass. Just because you're an adult, you still gotta respect the young people. You know, a lot of people, I pay the cost to be the boss. Shut the fuck up. You learn a new tactic. You see that old shit ain't working that we might have been taught by our people. What's the name? Learn to respect the young people. It's a mutual thing. You respect them, they respect you. Even your children. I know you think because you had your babies that you can like do whatever the fuck you want with them. It don't work like that. Because your kids can love you but not respect you. I'm going to say it again. Your babies can love you but not respect you. somewhere along the line, they might have lost respect for your ass because you are disrespectful. And you believe because you're the parent, you don't have to respect shit. I'm here to tell you a motherfucking lie, and that ain't parenting. Respect your babies so they'll respect you, and they'll go out in the world and respect others. There you go, Felicia.
That's how it is. That's how it is. We see these before we wrap it up. Say like they've learned to smell prey. I've learned to smell predators as well. Teach them these things early, facts. Then they say respect goes both ways. And that's brother's point. That's the whole brother's point. It does. Nobody wants a title. Nobody wants to dictate. Everybody needs teaching. I don't have to be aggressive with you to teach you something.
Yes, sir. And sometimes you do.
And if I do, it's never in disrespect. And if you feel like that, then I guess
some people need. That's why I said the delivery got to be different. Some people need a softly spoken person, and some people need a more aggressive spoken person. And
Yeah.
some of these young people, that soft shit don't work for them. But
Yeah.
it's a certain way your delivery have to be. It can't be in such a way that is so aggressive that they feel threatened. But it's with the right stern. Is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Stern in your approach.
Yes, sir.
But be mindful that they are young people and they're immature too as well. They might be off of whatever substance they're using at the particular moment. So be mindful of that when you're talking to motherfuckers. Because, you know what I'm saying, your talk might be your last one.
I think that's a good wrap up, man. And as always, yo, I want to thank everybody for coming to the Logic Lounge for episode 44, which how ironic is that we're talking about protection. And of course, this is brought to you by the man Block Legend 7. My final thought, man, is my brother said something I like. Just be mindful. Nothing happens overnight, but from where we are now, death is something that's happened overnight. So just be mindful, man, and understand something. My brother tells me this all the time. You have, just like you have a right to bear arms, you have a right to do whatever you want to do in your life. Just be okay with the consequences. I understand what that means. And on that note, Block, I'm going to end it how I always end it. Love y'all all for coming through. I tell them like this, living off good instinct counts. So always keep your logic. Y'all have a safe Wednesday. Safe week. Peace.